Hmm. What's this little button here do? Salutations, YouTube! I am your anthropomorphic host, Klay-Kremling, and today we're going to be talking about a game. Now let me ask you guys something. Have any of you heard of a little game trilogy called Wonderland Adventures? Wonderland Adventures. For the uninitiated, the Wonderland franchise is a franchise created by the people over at Midnight Synergy. Synergy? Midnight Synergy was a company that made adventure puzzle games for PC. The games they made weren't revolutionary or anything by all means, but that wasn't really the goal for the company. They just cared about making good quality games for a large audience. Now, I've never played any of their games other than the Wonderland series, but the Wonderland games were among some of the first games I've ever played. The Wonderland series ran from 2002 to 2013. Now, it's not very well known and never really had a lot of activity in the gaming community, to my knowledge that is, and Midnight Synergy, I don't believe, has been active since 2013, but their website is still up if you want to see what they have to offer. The particular Wonderland game I'm talking about, though, was the first of their second trilogy. You see, there was the classic Wonderland trilogy and the Wonderland Adventures trilogy, and we are going to be talking about the game that began the Adventures trilogy, with a little game called Wonderland Adventures. If you're wondering, no, I don't have a physical copy of this game. A physical copy of this game doesn't exist, as a matter of fact, same with their other games. That is, unless you buy the Midnight Synergy collection or whatever CD. Link is in the description for that. Well, anyway, we're going to cover Wonderland Adventures. And now that I'm here as the more experienced gamer, rather than the bug-eyed 6-year-old, I should be able to beat this game. And you know what? I'm gonna do so, just for you guys. So, without further ado, Wonderland Adventures in all its utter glory. Now after you've made your profile, you have to pick a stinker. Now the stinkers are the inhabitants of Wonderland. You could pick Stinky, Kooky, Mayor Peeg, or Loof. Or if none of them appeal to you, you can customize your own stinker. I enjoy this. I have some fun with this. Okay, I made my guy. Let's go kick some butt. So, moving around is pretty self-explanatory. You cannot run and you cannot jump. And get used to walking at this pace because it's like that for the entire game. Then you meet the first of many dumbasses who have gotten their own kids trapped in caves. And of course you're gonna need to help. Now while in here, you are presented with your first adventure. These little doors with stars in front of them are adventures. They put the puzzle aspect into the Wonderland games. These puzzles aren't hard at all, and they help you get used to the simple yet complex controls in this game. Now, when I say simple yet complex, what I kinda mean is the controls in this game are a pretty strange specimen. First of all, I recall being able to play this game with the keyboard, but for some reason it's not working on my computer. I'm not questioning it, I'm just accepting it. So if you're to use the mouse, it's a point and click. But keep in mind, your character is practically a robot and does not sense danger, so if you're not careful, these controls will result in painful, agonizing failure. So you can use drag controls for quick pace segments, but even that could be tedious. And every time you complete a puzzle, you are presented with a gold star. As with other Wonderland games, you will need these to progress. And the light at the end of the tunnel is an orange shard that sounds like a gong. Maybe not. So I escape the cave, and I am told that there is a wise man named Morklin who lives in Wandertown who can tell me what the orange shard is. While on your way to Wandertown, you meet a student of magic named Cedric in the Morning who introduces you to your first superpower called Blink, which is basically just some weird teleportation power. Also, you come by this strange purple matter that's eating up Wonderland and more earthquakes. Oh, by the way, you fight this thing too. Now when arriving at Wondertown, you see that troll bastard right there, and that the town is in complete panic. So I ask Morklin about the orange shard, and he's amazed that I have it, and says that the orange shard is part of a mighty force called the Rainbow Crystal. He doesn't tell you much about the Rainbow Crystal other than it's been lost for a long time, yada yada yada. But he does say that he has another piece of the Rainbow Crystal that he's willing to give to you. Yeah, that's smart, Mr. Wizard. Give a very important relic to a complete stranger just because he happens to have another piece. What if my stinker's an evil mastermind bent on world domination? What's the chance of that happening? Just look at that face. And as he presents the next shard to you, this troll bastard shows up again. Yes, I know he's stealing the shard. Scratch that, he stole the shard. And he escapes. You know, maybe I would have caught him if my character would run. Look at him!
He doesn't even give a shit!
So after fooling around in the sewers with more trapped kids, trying to find a way out, and just, you know, all that... Wait.
What? Here I go.
These things can die if the ground under them lifts? How the hell does that even work? So wait, if I just got like a bunch of stinkers and put them in an elevator, would they all just like die? Let's test it. Yeah, they died. And at long last, I finally catch up with the thief of the Indigo Shard. And he gets away. I remember the blue one making a very pretty noise. Let's listen to it.
Isn't that lovely?
So while you were gone, a little rainbow star named Wisp, who came from God knows where, has come to help you in your journey. Now pay attention because this is when the plot really kicks in. Wisp knows about the mysterious purple stuff and the violent earthquakes. So it turns out the reason all this is happening is because deep down in the depths of the world, there's a dark, cold place called the Void, inhabited by the 7 thwarts. Although they aren't evil, they're jealous of the color that the stinkers have in Wonderland. So, they plan on stealing all of the color out of Wonderland as the Void spreads. And the only way to push back the thwarts and their evil magic is by collecting the 7 crystal shards. Well, let me sum it up. Get Mario RPG and Dark Crystal and mash them together, sprinkle it with a little bit of rainbows and Mr. Happy, and boom, you got Wonderland Adventures. Nah, I'm just goofing. Wouldn't be surprised though. We have the orange and the indigo shard, now it's time to get the rest. This would be a good time to ask Morklin if he knows where any of the shards are. Now, if you've played Wonderland Secret Worlds, you'd have more of an idea of what the world is going to be like in this game. Wonderland Adventures uses the same worlds and landmarks from Wonderland Secret Worlds, but added just enough of a new feel to begin a new series. In the old games, you hop from level to level, world to world, where in this game, it has an RPG-like traveling system. I can't say which one I like better, but they're both good. And at no point in this game did I find myself with a bad sense of direction. As long as you read the speech bubbles, you should be on track, with enough common sense to know where to travel. And don't be fooled by the cute and cheery atmosphere, because the puzzles in this game are no walk in the park. Lots of puzzles in this game will require a lot of brain power. Other puzzles will have a look before you leap type trickiness. And then there are puzzles that are just downright easy as heck to mess up on. Sometimes because of the downright stupid AI on other bots. First I went after the red shard by collecting a bunch of mushroom keys in the area. So yeah, not much else to talk about, other than once you get to the red shard, you are presented with one of the most hard and difficult and intimidating puzzles in video game history.
Let's get to it.
Thank you. I'm unworthy. I'm just so unworthy. Thank you very much. Thank you. Also, while on my travels, I encounter this rebellious young man who thinks he's so cool because he can run. So what do you think happened? Well, I'll tell you. We had the world's slowest runners race. Any minute now, yeah, I can do this. Well, you get your ass over there!
Stupid motherfucker.
I did warn you about the controls. Also, if you're as paranoid as me, then you'd be sure to save the game all the time, and fortunately, that is an option. Otherwise, stuff like this will happen. Whatever game programmer let the game get away with doing this is a complete douchebag. Look at this, I'm completely stuck and I can't leave. Why can't you go on the grass? Do you not want to be rude? Fortunately, this is one of those games where you're able to save 24/7, so just try to get into the habit of saving. I go very north, and then I finally get to the Foggy Mountains. Now, around this point in the game, the puzzles really start to pick up, and I was having some trouble. But fortunately, the people over at Midnight Synergy are here to help. They offer full walkthroughs for all of their puzzles on their website. But for those who just want to get by, they offer the Wonderland cheat code. It's performed by pushing 5 Ctrl F12 on the keyboard. Although there is no punishment in the game for using this cheat too many times, they do state clearly on their website not to abuse this tool because that could easily ruin the Wonderland experience. So I get to the Foggy Mountains, complete some puzzles, read some bullshit signs that are supposed to be hints, and crack a lock combination by cheating. Yes, I cheated. Don't get your grapes, melons, oranges, and coconut shells in a twist. And get me the shard. Ubi bon denubi. Oh, that's funny, alright. Then Wisp shows up and tells you to go back to Morklin. Morklin found out that you can actually use the crystal shards for teleporting all over Wonderland. But in order to jumpstart their powers, you have to visit a mysterious temple. And of course, before you can go in the temple, you have to beat some puzzles.
Now we're doing this again.
So after pushing 2 buttons, you are then told that you had better get back to Morklin. So naturally, I walk all the way back to Morklin, hoping for an explanation, and he acts like he has no idea why I'm busting his chops and just gives me the runaround. Well then, it appears I've exhausted all of my options now, isn't it? Well, here's the catch. You're actually supposed to hit a shard 3 times, and then through a game of Simon, if you get all of them right, you teleport elsewhere. Ah, there we go. Oh, come on, really? Wait a minute, that makes no sense. They could have told me that when this happened. Now, the shards themselves don't really take you anywhere useful. But the red one... Yeah, we're not in Kansas anymore. So I decided to take a little look around, and I encountered 2 signs. The first one said, the Forest's End, and the second one said, the Wasteland. Yet referring back once again to Wonderland Secret Worlds. Hey, I just noticed something. I say Wonderland instead of Wonderland. Why do I do that? Sadly, the Wonderland chasm stands in my path, which means I can't go to the Wasteland just yet. Now, the Forest's End is not a forest, it's a town, and the mayor says that deep within the Forbidden Forest, there are a bunch of thwarts creating a temple, and their construction is being powered by a large green gem that the mayor believes is the Green Shard. This part of the game is where Wonderland shows how creepy it can really be. But nothing could prepare me for the horror that is the Thwarts Temple. When I heard this music, I nearly shit my pants. I am not kidding. Probably because there's only 5 songs in the entire game. The puzzles here aren't really that bad, but here, there is one of the most scary puzzles in the entire game. Okay, this time I'm going to do it. Those bastards can't catch me. Nope, I did a very bad job. Okay, this is the time. This is when I do it. Okay. What the fuck are you doing? Oh, terrific. Oh, Kremling cock, he's not gonna get me. Holy shit. No! No! You miserable chimpanzee! Ow! So I get to the green shards and the furnaces. Then I destroy the furnaces, turning them into the twin towers for some reason. And get me that green-ass shard. Now, if there's one thing that I knew when I got that shard is that I don't want to be at the Thwarts Temple or Stronghold or whatever any longer. So, I set off the green shard, played a game of Simon, and, well, let's see where it takes us. Hell yeah, this is exactly where I wanted to go. Alright, let's explore the Wasteland. The Wasteland is a wasteland, that's all I have to say. However, this creepy pyramid contains the yellow shard. The temple puzzle is extremely intimidating, and for those who can beat it, well, good luck, because I, after a few tries, had to cheat through it. But once I beat it, this happened.
Same music as the Thwarts Temple, but it's still kinda creepy.
Yep, we're at the Void. And the Void is inside of some blue box for some reason. Look at those weird purple pools. Ugh. And then... And there are the Thwarts, waiting for you, beckoning you, ready to end their legendary dispute once and for all. I don't believe it. After almost 10 years, I'm finally gonna do it. Let's kick some ass. And that's all, ladies and gentlemen. And with the power of the rainbow crystal back, the thwarts flee away, knowing that they can't stop its ultimate force. And so, with a burst of light, the 7 shards have restored all color to Wonderland. And from that day forth, the stinkers and the thwarts live together in harmony. And making new friends is the greatest treasure of all. And cut! Everything is all well, and there are more adventures around the corner. And ladies and gentlemen, that is the exquisite Wonderland Adventures. Wonderland, I don't fucking care. So does it hold up today, or shall it be left in the past? Well, I think you know what I'm gonna say. I normally don't like puzzle games, but, well, these are quite a pioneer in the genre, and I've always enjoyed these. Yes, probably a bit of nostalgia talking here, and I couldn't really tell you, if I discovered these today, what I would think of them exactly. But hey, I do recommend them. And if you want to try Wonderland Adventures out for yourself, you can find the game at bigfishgames.com. It's playable on PC. This is not a sponsored video. And now the long journey of me wondering what this game would have ended like has been put to rest. This game will always hold a place in the Klay-Kremling horde. Thank you very much to devoting your time to watching my humble video game review. If you liked it, turn on the little bell notification because there are more on the way. Here is a little teaser for the next game I'll be reviewing. This is Klay-Kremling, signing off.